Meglio is a good friend of mine. He's a really, really smart guy. Always look for him for new information. Olympic lifting, something I've struggled with myself. I have the other barbell stuff I have down pat, so it's just something. I think that especially if you work with collegiate athletes, a lot of times they get tested in the hang clean or they're doing snatches and stuff. It's real common, but a lot of people don't really know the coaching cues and techniques, so it really helped me out a lot with my own form, so I know when I go back to Long Island, I'll put some new tools in the toolbox I can use with my guys.
Fantastic. It was great. One of the biggest things, the biggest takeaways that I had from it was the coaching cues, being able to take someone through progressions and regressions of something that I'm a little familiar with, but I wasn't fully confident in teaching and passing it on to my clients and to my coworkers. But this gave me a good feedback on coaching other people as well as getting better cues from my own lifting and how I can progress day to day after this.
Because Olympic lifting, there's so much technique involved. You really have to be on top of it to be able to teach it to athletes. So the progressions we learned, we learned about 4 progressions for each Olympic lift, and that's just going to make teaching and coaching these lifts, that much easier. And if it's easier for me to coach, to explain to the athletes, it's going to be easier for them to pick up. I mean, just like we went through each progression, the group we had here, and it was a small group, so we got a lot of individual attention.
The biggest thing, and it's something I know, which is so important, if you guys doing Olympic lifts or barbell training, if it's important, do it every day, whether it's even just in the warm-up, just treat your strength moves like skills, just like out in the field. It's imperative, and the more kind of complex the skill, the more often you really need to do it in order to get better at it. So that's the biggest takeaway I got, and just all the coaching cues and drills and the way Coach Meggs broke down these complex moves into real simple terms, and we actually learned how to coach, and we coached each other, which is not something you see at all a lot of other seminars I've been to in the past. And as a coach, that's one of the most important things that I got from today.
Well, we got a lot of information, but also we get to put that information in practice right away with a lot of hands-on portion. That would be followed up with Q&A. We had the chance to coach each other, so we pretty much covered all the bases. Anything you could really ask for with Olympic lifting.
The biggest thing here is the coaching. You're able to get the application, be able to get feedback from a bunch of other people who are also coaches to get your cueing better, and that's going to be the biggest takeaway for your clients at the end of it.
It was great. I mean, I learned a ton. I've had previous experience with Olympic lifting, as a high school athlete and as a college athlete, but just I still incorporate them in my own workouts, and I was doing them clean as last Friday, and just thinking about the technique I was using then compared to what I learned now, it's just, it's unbelievable. I learned a ton today.